Huh, Xevious patrols again, huh?
Yeah. That's creeping back up on me again.
Oh, I got something for that. I got something for you.
Whoa, Metal Storm! I haven't heard of that game in quite a long time. That game's awesome! Oh, yeah, this game. Yeah. Memories are all coming back to me. Listen to that music. I mean, these graphics, this was a pretty late release on the NES. But these graphics definitely push the limits of the system a bit. You got a lot of detail going on here. It's just a beautiful look at. And you've got this nifty mechanic about shifting gravity, and you're shooting stuff. It's like a little bit like Mega Man, but you're shifting gravity too. So, and this first level is a piece of cake. All these obstacles and enemies are super fair because of the way they're all just very meticulously placed. You can easily see everything that's going on. And look at this little parallax scrolling. That was really uncommon on the NES. Sure, there were a few games that did it, but not very many. Not many people knew that the system could even do that. Yep, and get powers. Yeah. Lots of power-ups in this game to collect. That'll make this a whole lot easier. And yeah, this first level, man, it's just delightful. The music's not super epic, but it's still really great to hear. Yeah. Look. Just take a moment and look at the detail in this animation. Like, there are so many frames going on in each in all these animations of these sprites here. This is just incredible. Yeah. The NES was capable of doing quite a lot. Games like this and Shatterhand helped you remember that. And that was a beautiful explosion. You can't even get mad when you die. It just looks so pretty.
Yeah, this game takes me back.
Oh yeah, it does.
Especially that explosion.
Of course. You gotta get used to that. Although I can't believe that I already died twice on this first level, because this first level is really easy. And I usually don't have a problem with it. I usually breeze through this first level because they definitely ease you into it. It's definitely a different, definitely a little bit of a different style. You gotta get used to holding, because the way you do it is, see how I'm aiming? You aim in the opposite direction of where you want to warp, and then you hit the A button, and then it takes you that way.
Ouch.
Alrighty.
That didn't take you long, now did it?
No, it didn't. But
Here's
we're going to try again.
Here's a game you can't get mad at.
Listen to that game over music.
Literally is a swan song.
It's like I want to sit down and just write poetry while this plays in the background. But I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to try this level again.
Oh man, I forgot about the point system in this game.
What does the points do in this?
Bragging rights.
And that's it? Like, no extra lives or anything?
No. As a matter of fact, I think in one stage you get, like, one life. One extra
Stay
man.
up there, because that guy can't touch you. A lot of this has to do with the strategy of how enemies can attack you. Like, that guy that turret cannot hit me up here, but I can hit it from up there. It's great. And you do see that guy there. So it's like a lot of this has to do with level memorization. Because once you know where everything is, you shouldn't have any problems with it after the fact. Or at least not many.
This is one of the few games that was, like, really short but challenging.
Check this out. You almost laugh at the developers with the way this level's designed. It's almost too easy. It's almost like they were trying to tell you something. Now, let me tell you, if there's anything I remember about this game, it's the fact that that is not setting the tone for what happens later. Come on. Yeah, that thing does take a lot of hits. Appropriately so, but that is a lot of hits. With more power-ups, those things don't take as much. Those things are much easier to take down.
You know,
Like this weapon.
You know what's funny? This reminds me a little bit of Robotech and Gundam.
It is a little bit like Robotech and Gundam. Oh, yeah. Oop. Oh! Blimey.
Ouch.
Really? Blimey? Am I that at a loss for creative things to say? Whoa, hey! Yeah, it's a little tough. But this whole level, this boss, not a big deal. I am just not crazy enough to attack him from the sides. I'm gonna wait till it shows up in the center again. And with this power-up, I shouldn't have a problem. And even though I died, I get to keep that power-up, which is good. Oh, right, I'm supposed to warp to the top in order to get those other ones. But it doesn't matter. Got that done. Easy peasy.
Now comes the fun level.
Oh, yeah, I remember this one. Wait.
Oh, yay. An easy password system.
That's convenient. I like this music a lot. Definitely has a lot of that early 80s sort of techno thing going on, even though this is definitely... Well, did this come out in 90?
This came out in 1990, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, the 80s were already over, but still. Now you gotta be careful! Oh! Forgot about that. Those platforms. Because certain platforms you can pass through going certain directions and others you cannot. And it gets really, really tricky. Oh, yeah. Woo. Just listen to that. I'm big on music. If you've known anything else on my channel, you'd know that. I'm usually better at this stage than that.
Man, maybe I should try to give it a shot. Although I'm a bit rusty.
Yeah, you might as well. But the thing is that's the way this game is. It lures you in with this really false sense of security. It's like going on a date with this really cute chick, and she's really sweet, really nice, and you hit it off really, really well. And the next time you see her, you find out she's just totally psycho. That's what this game's like.
Alrighty, I'm feeling a little rusty. I haven't played this game in almost a couple of years.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's a bigger gap than when you were playing Bionic Commando.
Oh yeah.
Well, you were telling me that you could beat... But you were telling me you could beat this whole thing all the way through.
Yeah, I did it once.
Once? Well, this game is pretty hard. You really got to master the gravity jumping mechanic here. Unless you have it down absolutely tight, you're done. And did you know there's even a challenge mission after this, with even harder levels?
I've only made it to level 2.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. Which, unfortunately, for all the difficulty spikes it has, that sadly kind of hurts what would have been an amazing game.
I love the detail in that robot.
Oh, I know. I love the detail in all of this. I mean, all these pixels. It's almost like, let's take up the screen real estate. How can we make this... How can we add more pixels to the screen as much as possible? It's almost like they set out to make the world's strongest NES title. And they succeeded.
Oh yeah. Man, let's see if I can still remember all the sweet spots.
Oh, yeah?
I found out, at least with the first 4 bosses, each one has like a little sweet spot and you can try to, avoid their projectiles. I remember these things were quicker in the second quest.
Yeah, you definitely don't need faster. These enemies are pretty fast as it is.
I remember...
Oh, yeah. Those obstacles will hurt you.
First time that's happened in years.
Yeah, it's real tricky. There's a lot of split-second reflexes that you really gotta pay attention to. I mean, it's twitch reflexing plus puzzle solving. Your brain is super busy playing this game.
I remember first hearing about this in Nintendo Power, and I literally begged my mom to get it for me.
Nice.
And that was one of the coolest summers I've had, was with this game.
Oh, yeah.
I believe I was like a teenager when this came out.
Oh, yeah?
I was a junior high.
Oh, yeah?
There we go.
Nice. Yeah, you still seem to remember this pretty well.
Yep.
Oh. Thankfully, a lot of these enemies don't take too many hits.
Yeah. Sometimes it's best to get rid of those guys quickly because their projectiles come from behind.
Because in all honesty, those levels are going to kill you before the rest of this does. What is this, Kirby?
Pretty much.
Because that's what this style of boss reminds me of.
Yeah.
You know what's ridiculous? This reminds me of... This is even easier than the last boss. I mean, not by a lot, but I mean, it's still easier than the last boss. Yeah. So why was this stage so hard? I guess you just had to pay. I guess you just had to pay attention to the levels. Mm-hmm. You had to memorize the levels in a lot of these games.
I want to keep that shield.
Oh yeah.
But
how many hits does that shield take, by the way?
It blocks projectiles, and like depending on the enemy, you can like absorb one hits.
Nice.
And it can extend.
Oh, nice. This is awesome. Need to eventually get my own copy of this game and absorb myself in it. Because it deserves to be... It's one of those games that deserves to be practiced and enjoyed. Because a lot of these older games, you really needed to practice a ton out of them.
Ooh,
in order to really get them.
Let's see if I can do it. I hate this boss.
Yeah, this one looks a little bit busy. You got all these different things going on the screen that kind of messes with your eyes. I don't think I'd be able to do it without that shield you got there.
Yep. Oh,
that'd be a bit of a nightmare. I'm sure it is, but I mean, that's not something man.
It's not so much the shield, it's basically where you stand, and that was another sweet spot from that guy.
Right. The way they make those objects look like they're rotating. Mm-hmm. I mean, oh man, just graphically, this is just such a feast for the eyes. I mean, anyone who was dissing on the Nintendo for its graphical fidelity, I mean, this is running steady, 60 frames per second, perfectly playable, and your field of vision is not restricted to any game-breaking, to any way that's game-breaking at all. It looks great, runs great, and this was on the NES. So, I mean, oh my gosh, and it holds up so well today. There are indie titles that try to go for this sort of style, and they don't look this good. Some of them. I mean, this does it all. This makes all of this wonderful, it's just absolute feast for the eyes. All on the original hardware. And that's just incredible. And no, it's not incredible. It's perfectly credible, because you're looking at it right now. So, yeah. It's just... That's my favorite thing about this game, aside from the fact that the control is super tight and really responsive. It's got an interesting gravity mechanic.
Uh-oh.
But I will say I do not like the level design. The level design is definitely not my friend. But once you've practiced it enough, then it's much, much easier.
Woo! I'm glad I remember that pattern.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I probably would have died right there.
I actually did the first couple times.
Alright. I'm almost worried. Didn't you already fight a mini-boss in here?
Uh-huh.
And you're gonna find another boss, which this boss doesn't look that hard. The bosses are easier than the stages it takes to get to them, which is weird. Not a whole lot of Nintendo games have that problem. You just took that thing out with like a few hits and it's done.
Now the fun part really begins.
Do the bosses get harder?
This guy will.
Because, you know, I wouldn't mind the bosses being a little bit harder if it meant the stages were a little bit easier. A little bit more difficulty balancing probably could have made me absolutely love this game even more.
You know what I hate about the stage?
What's that?
That little beauty right
Oh,
there.
no! Oh, yeah, I forgot. I remember hearing about that. There's that, there's a time limit imposed by that energy shield or whatever that's gonna catch up to you.
This is where the shield becomes your best friend in the stage.
Oh, I bet.
I don't ever worry about that laser thing coming behind me.
Right.
I'm more worried about trying to hurry.
Right, exactly. Because it seems fairly reasonable. I don't want to use the word forgiving necessarily, but it's a fairly reasonable time limit. And as long as you know what you're doing and you're managing the obstacles as well as you're supposed to be, it should not be that big of a problem. And as soon as I start talking about it, it shows back up. But you're handling it. And if you're lucky, you'll Chopin it too. That's a classical music joke.
Ha ha ha. Uh-oh. Yeah, you don't want to hit those guys in front of you. Ouchie.
Beethoven that jump. There you go.
Should I try one more time? Oh, I got an extra man. Or bot. I so wanted an actual action figure of this thing.
Oh, I know, right? Maybe they'll actually make one.
They probably already did in Japan.
Oh, probably. And if they only produce it in Japan, they're probably worth about $1,000 imported.
Yep.
Most likely, because a lot of that stuff is. What's this?
It's a password me and my sister made up visiting relatives one time.
You mean we're going to get to see more of the game? We don't have to stop after a whole bunch of game overs like we usually do? We're going to get to see more?
Yeah. Now check this out.
Whoa, where are we?
We are at the last level.
Oh, wow.
And what's really interesting is I have 99 men.
Nice.
And something you don't normally get in this game.
What's that?
2 power-ups at the same time.
Oh, yeah? What are they?
If you get, it's basically the gravity fireball and the power beam. If you happen to pick up one of these, you will cancel that out.
Right, so you just got to ignore that.
Exactly.
When you have this code activated.
And
so you got to do a boss run.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm cheating a little, but it's basically like, I just want to show you something nifty.
Nice. I like being shown nifty things.
At some point, I'm going to run through this game all the way through.
That'd be cool.
Beating the Master Quest, ooh, that's going to take some practice.
Yeah.
But yeah, the bosses are easy.
Which again, kind of puzzles me. Why are the bosses so easy, but the levels are just brutal? And they're not too brutal. I mean, they are forgiving in the fact that they are relatively short. But they are... I mean, the later levels get really, really hard.
Oh yeah, especially the second to last level. You're basically jumping in between airships and gravity.
Yeah, I mean, gravity mechanics plus airships. Oh my goodness.
And for the record, I have no armor. One hit and I'm dead.
That's cute.
That is the coolest thing ever.
Be able to jump around like that. Yeah, I totally want my own copy of this at some point.
You know, if they're going to start doing these whole re-release and reboots, make this and the Guardian Legend be those remakes.
Yeah, who owns the rights to Irem's properties? I don't remember.
Oh, man. Now, this is the boss from level 5.
Right.
He's a doozy.
Wow. He still looks more forgiving than the stages.
Yeah.
Because because the way they design these bosses, I can live with. Because I've dealt with similar things with this in more modern games. I love these patterns. And just look at that, those sprites! It's morphing into so many different things. Do you have any idea how much space that takes up on a single Nintendo cartridge? That one enemy probably takes up a ton of bytes right there, a ton of kilobytes. It's crazy, and then all these backgrounds. This doesn't look hard.
Trust me, it is.
I guess so.
Because
it still looks easier than the stages. Because, man, if I got the pattern down, like, I would totally be able to do this.
woo! Because if I had fallen in that laser, I would have been dead.
Good point. Like I said, a lot of this is about memorizing patterns.
Now, the easiest boss in the entire game.
Oh, yeah.
You're supposed to stop that locking mechanism. I think the system was going to go towards a planet and blow up.
We don't have the manual, so it's difficult to tell. So we can make up our own story.
Yep. There you go. 222, and the rest of the passwords are C's. Just for that.
Wow.
Through your courageous effort, you managed to go through some mess.
Yeah, and the leaders from Earth now bestow upon you a reward greater than
Any type
some
of treasure.
stuff.
Pretty much, we've been given immortality.
Wow.
I don't get it, and I don't care.
Now it wants you to try a game for the experts. You should totally try to do that.
Let's see if I can at least make it to the first boss. Oh, for the record, they start shooting at you.
Yeah, makes sense.
And yeah, I'm going to end up losing my power up at some point, but... Oh,
right.
And more enemies.
Makes sense.
I mean, if anybody has beaten this on a master level, God bless them.
Like the whole game?
Yes.
I've heard it done. I've heard it done.
I believe it.
It's too much for me.
I'm
too spoiled, I guess.
I'm good, but I'm not that good. Really? Man, I think it took me like 5-10 lives just to get past this. Just this bit right here.
Yeah, it's tricky. Man. Which, you're handling it pretty decent.
87 minutes. Yeah, I got.
And you're free to foul up quite a bit.
I swear they're bringing their entire robot family.
It's amazing. We actually kind of beat a game on this show, and now we're going after the bonus round. That's a first. This is the first of when games happens history.
Just wait until we.
That's great.
Just wait until we actually find a game to beat legit.
Yeah.
If I at least make it to the first boss, I'll be satisfied.
Right on the Master Quest.
Oh yeah.
Which we're calling the Master Quest, but that's actually a Zelda reference. Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. And there was a that fella there.
You know what game I really wish I had?
What's that?
Ooh, I don't even remember what it's called. It wasn't. It started with an X like Xevious. But, for the life of me, I cannot remember that game. But the main character's name Apollo. And it was an old school Nintendo game, and I liked it very much. And what was interesting is you hopped into vehicles. Like, fighting bosses and everything.
Yeah, I'm totally listening, yeah.
For the life of me, I cannot remember the name of that game. Here we go. Well, the same pattern still works. He's just got a little extra projectile you can kill. man. Alright. Second stage. Let's see if I can do it. And now I remember the name of that game. It was called Xevious. Or no, not Xevious. Xexies. A lot of Z's and X's. Yeah, it was a weird game called Xexies. I'll have to find that one day. Ugh, I'm gonna try it one more time. Oh, wow. Hey, this sounds different. Wait a minute. This isn't Metal Storms. Eerie? Where'd you go? You just couldn't stay away, could you?
It's not what it looks like.
Right. Well, that's what happens when games happen.
That's my line.
Quiet, you Addy.